David Gilmour, the calm, soft-spoken genius of Pink Floyd. His guitar solos on Comfortably Numb and Wish You Were Here have brought millions of listeners to tears. He always seemed like the nicest guy in rock, quiet, thoughtful, almost zen. But behind that calm face was a man with strong convictions about what music should be. He believed every note mattered, that guitar playing was about soul and emotion, not about how many notes you could squeeze into a solo. And when other guitarists broke those unspoken rules, Gilmour noticed. Some even made him downright furious. Today, we're counting down 6 legendary guitarists who reportedly made David Gilmour see red. From flashy shredders to his very own bandmate, these clashes reveal Gilmour's true philosophy and the fiery opinions behind that peaceful exterior. Stay tuned until the end, because the #1 feud isn't just a disagreement. It nearly destroyed Pink Floyd. Number 6. Joe Satriani, the teacher who forgot the lesson. Joe Satriani is widely respected as a guitar teacher to the stars. He even taught Steve Vai and Kirk Hammett. By the late 1980s, his solo album Surfing with the Alien turned instrumental rock into a mainstream success. His technical skills, mastery of scales, and modal playing left other guitarists speechless. But Gilmour, not impressed. According to industry insiders, he reportedly told friends, "Joe is a great teacher, but he's forgotten the most important lesson. Music should make people feel something, not just show how well you can play scales." To Gilmour, Satriani's music was too much about technical perfection. While Joe was mapping fretboards like a mathematician, Gilmour was bending one note in just the right way to make your heart ache. Fans often debate this contrast. Satriani appeals to the head. Musicians admire him. Gilmour appeals to the heart. Ordinary listeners connect emotionally. And in Gilmour's book, touching the soul always came first. Number 5. Steve Vai, the guitar gymnast. If Satriani was the teacher, Steve Vai was the flamboyant student who took everything to the extreme. With his alien-like whammy bar dives, multi-neck guitars, and eccentric stage shows, Vai turned guitar into a spectacle. But for Gilmour, that was the problem. He reportedly complained that Vai had turned the instrument into a circus act, more about showing off than serving the music. Think about it. Vai's performances looked almost supernatural, but Gilmour's philosophy was simple: if a solo doesn't make someone feel joy, sadness, or longing, then what's the point? In one interview, when asked about modern guitar heroes, Gilmour is said to have drawn a sharp line. Some guitarists play music. Others just show off their skills. The audience should feel something, not just sit there amazed by finger exercises. For all his respect of Vai's technical genius, Gilmour thought guitar gymnastics missed the soul of rock. Number 4. Yngwie Malmsteen, Speed Without Soul. Enter the Swedish shredder, Yngwie Malmsteen. Known for blending classical music with lightning-fast guitar runs, Malmsteen often bragged about his speed and his genius. Gilmour couldn't stand it. He reportedly quipped, "This Swedish guy thinks playing 1,000 notes per minute makes him a genius. He's forgotten that music is supposed to touch your soul." The clash here wasn't personal. It was philosophical. Gilmour bent a single note and let it hang in the air like a prayer. Malmsteen machine-gunned his fretboard with neoclassical fury. The breaking point. At a guitar expo, Gilmour allegedly walked out during Malmsteen's performance, telling his friends, "I don't need to watch someone practice scales for 20 minutes and call it a song." For Malmsteen, Gilmour's playing was too simple. For Gilmour, Malmsteen had turned music into a competitive sport. Neither respected the other's approach. Number 3. Eddie Van Halen, The Flash vs. The Feel. Now here's the real shocker. Eddie Van Halen. Universally loved for his two-hand tapping and innovation, Eddie was a hero to millions of guitarists. But Gilmour saw him differently. When Van Halen's debut album dropped in 1978, the world couldn't stop talking about his revolutionary style. Yet Gilmour reportedly said, "Anyone can learn tricks like that. Real guitar playing comes from your heart, not from showing how clever you are." The clash wasn't about talent. Gilmour respected Eddie's ability. It was about meaning. While Van Halen's solos felt like fireworks, flashy, exciting, spectacular, Gilmour feared they lacked lasting emotional depth. The tension grew when critics started ranking Eddie above older legends like Gilmour himself. To Gilmour, it was proof that rock was drifting toward showmanship and away from feeling. Ironically, Eddie Van Halen always spoke kindly of Gilmour, praising his emotional touch. But in Gilmour's eyes, Eddie symbolized the new age of tricks over truth. Number 2. Richie Blackmore, the theatrical rival. Long before Malmsteen or Vai, there was Richie Blackmore. As the guitarist of Deep Purple and Rainbow, he was known for blending blistering riffs with dramatic stage antics, medieval costumes, sword fights, and even smashing guitars like a knight in battle. Gilmour hated it. He believed music should speak for itself, pure and unembellished. According to studio gossip, he once said, "Richie thinks every song needs a costume and drama. He's confused being a musician with being an actor." Their paths crossed in the 1970s, when both were rising stars in British rock. At one infamous recording session, Gilmour reportedly stormed out after Blackmore started discussing his latest stage costume ideas, muttering, "I came here to make music, not to talk about Halloween outfits." For Gilmour, Blackmore represented the worst of rock excess, style over substance, theater over authenticity. Yet for fans, Blackmore's drama was part of the magic. This feud boiled down to two very different ideas of what a rock guitarist should be. Number 1. Roger Waters, the friend turned enemy. Finally, the feud that defined Gilmour's life, Roger Waters, his bandmate, co-writer, and eventual nemesis. The two built Pink Floyd's golden years together, creating Dark Side of the Moon, Wish You Were Here, and The Wall. But by the late 1970s, Waters wanted total control. He saw himself as the band's leader, with Gilmour and the others as background players. Gilmour resisted. Their once close friendship disintegrated into shouting matches, lawsuits, and public insults. Waters accused Gilmour of being unimportant. Gilmour fired back, saying Waters had turned Pink Floyd into his personal diary. This wasn't just about music. It was about betrayal. Two friends who once trusted each other ended up in one of the ugliest splits in rock history. Even decades later, their feud continues. Occasional reunions raised fans' hopes, but deep down, the scars never healed. For Gilmour, Waters wasn't just another guitarist who annoyed him. He was the one who broke his heart. So there you have it. The 6 guitarists who pushed David Gilmour to the edge. From Satriani's technical brilliance to Waters' crushing betrayal. Each clash revealed Gilmour's unshakable belief. Music must touch the soul. What about you? Do you agree with Gilmour? That less is more? That one note with feeling beats 1,000 without it? Or do you side with the shredders, believing speed and spectacle are part of the art? Drop your thoughts below. Smash that like button. And subscribe for more deep dives into the untold rivalries of rock. This is Rock Fame Diaries, where the legends live on. God bless.